All right, hello YouTube. I thought I would finally review the second movie that I saw Tuesday night, and that is Drop. Now this movie, it is a Blumhouse movie. Now, usually when I take myself to see Blumhouse movies, I usually come out of it going, why the hell do I take myself to see Blumhouse movies? And then I remember and I go, oh, right, because I don't want to give Warner Brothers my money. Um, but no, this movie, before I get into the review, um, I want to bring up the opening credits. Um, this movie, when during the opening credits, it's very James Bond. And what I mean by that is anybody who has obviously ever seen a James Bond movie knows that knows that those movies always have the best openings. And this movie felt in this movie's opening felt very much along those lines. It felt very much it felt very reminiscent to the opening of a James Bond movie. And um the opening score, it very, very much sets the tone for the movie. Just um that opening score, it's just, it's very haunting. Um it's very haunting, and it's clearly, a sign, of things to come. But yeah, let me give you the overall, synopsis of this movie. Um, so a psychiatrist. Um, you have a psychiatrist, widowed mother by the name of Violet Gates, who hasn't been on a date in quite a few years. Um, and she ends up going out with a guy that she met on an app. And she goes to like this, she goes she ends up going to this, this very, very nice, very upscale restaurant. And that is where the majority of this movie takes place. She goes to the bar, to wait for her date. She gets a text from her date saying, yo, I'm gonna be, a few minutes late. And it's from there that she gets these very, very bizarre, very, very weird text messages. And and at first, you don't really know, like what to make of them. She doesn't really know what to make of them, other than obviously, it's very, very bizarre. Um, and her date shows up. They're taken to their table, and it's from there. And it's from there that the text messages become, more severe, and just, like flat out terrifying. Um, and Violet is obviously trying to act, like everything, she's obviously trying to act, like everything is normal, everything is fine. Um, and the and this this person, that's sending her, these texts, this person that's sending her, these texts, is like, you tell anyone, you tell your date, you tell uh excuse me, you tell your date, you bring the police in, your son dies. um and she is then sent a video she has sent a video of someone, in her home, um, of someone, in her home, um, mask, gun, saying, you do any, saying, you bring anyone else in, your son dies. And, so you have Violet, obviously, trying to act again as though, everything's fine, there's nothing wrong, when literally everyone, in the restaurant, from her date to, the people who work there are obviously, catching on, that something is wrong because she, and her date is obviously, and Violet is obviously, um, obviously, even though, she can't say anything, her behavior is very, is very, very bizarre. She's, she's looking at her phone. She's, she keeps, getting up and leaving the table. She, just, very, very bizarre and weird, behavior that you would display, on a date. And she is trying to, um and again, she is trying to act as though, everything is fine, nothing's wrong, uh and when obviously, isn't the case at all. um and this movie, Blumhouse is obviously, mainly known for all those, low budget horror movies. This movie, is actually, it's not a horror movie. It's more of a suspense thriller type of, type movie. This movie is actually directed by Christopher Landon, who I know from, he did both of the, he did both of the, Happy Death Day movies, which were both were fantastic. He was one of the writers and producers um Heart Eyes, which came out earlier this year. He did Freaky. So he is, so he has a very stellar, reputation as a director, and he is a very, very, very good director. Um and and while I was watching this, you're obviously wondering, well, like what, like what does this person want, with Violet? Why are they doing, why, like why her, basically, why are they doing this to her? Why, excuse me, what, what do they want with her? What is their, motivation for doing, what they're doing, if any? Um, and there is a reason. I won't, I don't want to get into spoilers, but there is a reason. And this movie feels very, very much like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Um, it has that level of, um, it has that level of suspense, that level of, um, that level of tension, that level, just, the twists and turns, that, that the story takes in this movie. You will never see them coming. Uh, one of them, in particular, I never saw coming. Um, but, uh, but yeah, no, the acting is solid. The writing is also very solid. Um, and and this, these are the type of movies that Blumhouse should be putting out. I know I've said this before, on another video, but it's not like they're not capable of making good movies. Freaky, the Happy Death Day movies, Get Out, um, Insidious, Speak No Evil, The Invisible Man, um, Megan, all these examples of all those are examples of just, of great movies all made, by Blumhouse. So I really don't understand why it is so hard for them, to, you know, t- to maintain, that level of, consistency. Um, but, and yeah, no, just, absolutely fantastic movie. And when I heard, that Christopher Landon was doing this movie, I I was sold on this movie immediately, because I very, very much enjoy his stuff. Um and yeah, no, this movie, it's a little campy. As I said before, it's not a horror movie, but it does have a little bit of camp. Uh, but that's just part of, Christopher Landon's, style. Heart Eyes was like that. Heart Eyes was campy. Um, but yeah, no, I am absolutely going to recommend the hell out of this movie and just say, if you like, Alfred Hitchcock movies, you'll enjoy this. If you like, Christopher Landon, you'll enjoy this. If you're a fan of the, suspense, thriller type, genre, you will definitely enjoy this. Um, there is a plot hole in the movie, um, regarding this movie's ending. I won't, again, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but it's something that I actually didn't notice until, uh you know um it's something that for whatever reason I didn't end up noticing until I saw it online. I was like, oh yeah. uh but it doesn't, but me personally, I feel that it doesn't take away from, the movie, because again, the acting is solid, the writing is solid, um the movie is well shot. So I feel that it doesn't take away from the overall, quality of, the movie. And I will definitely say, and I can definitely say that this is definitely one of the best movies that Blumhouse, has ever put out. And it is definitely one of my favorite, Blumhouse movies now. So if you haven't seen this, watch it, because you are going to enjoy the hell out of this. Um, and I will definitely be picking this up when it comes out. Um, because this is definitely a movie that I can see myself rewatching. Um, but yeah, let me know, what you guys think. Let me know, if you saw it and what you thought of it. Like, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.